The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Rodgers going to come out throwing. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they're able to get this one across the 35. One play has him to the 37 here for first and 10. On play action. Now Rodgers. And going deep for Hill. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And that'll bring up second down. You talk about this Washington defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
From Commanders territory now, it's first and 10 at the 42-yard line. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
Trying to improvise. And the pressure gets to him again. There's Jamin Davis, the former Kentucky Wildcat, bringing the pressure that time. Now make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him to first.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Now Rodgers. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. A-Chain gets it from the gun. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Here's Rodgers. They'll swing this out wide. Here's A-Chain. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Rodgers to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And now we're going to get a delay of game. And that's going to back them up halfway. They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. They're 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Jerome Baker there on the tackle. When you look at this defense, they're currently 21st, Charles, in the NFL against the run.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better, because playoff football often means running football. So they've got to be prepared for that.
Powell's throw complete there to Thomas. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. This defense for the Dolphins, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. Howe from the gun. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker.
Intercepted by the Dolphins. They'll take over first down and goal to go at the 1-yard line.
The best starting field position you could possibly have. First and goal from the 1. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. This one thrown underneath to A-Chain. So nothing doing there, and it'll bring up a second and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
To throw, it's Rodgers. He dumps it off to A-Chain. Touchdown, Dolphins! Devon A-Chain with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
At the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Rodgers. Under pressure, they got him again. That's multiple defenders getting pressure. And it's a loss of 6.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches. When they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. That is incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Third and 1. Howell's going to throw it. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Throwing here, Howell. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 16. 17 yards that time at a Washington 1st.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Off play action. It's Howell. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Commanders are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the 1st half. Joey Sly on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Waddle going to bring this out of the end zone now. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive as they'll take over with just under a minute left to play until the break. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. First down now, but that clock rolling.
First down, Dolphins.
To throw is Rodgers. Throw caught by H.A. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now 2nd and 5. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And going deep for Hill. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
Hill diving, and he's got it full extension. What a catch. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
First down, Miami.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Open man is Waddle, complete. 4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. The kick by Sanders is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
A big play that time on the catch and run. 32 yards. yards.
He just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. He'll get this down to the 38. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 7. Gibson toss right. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
From the gun on 3rd down, Howe. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Rodgers' throw is taken in by Waddle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the 1st half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the 1st target of the 2nd half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And he'll get this one to Cooper, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Right back to Cooper, and he got him again. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. And again, it's Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he is going to lose yardage here. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. Throwing now is Rodgers. Touchdown! Devon Achane with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Dolphins are able to widen their advantage.
His
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Commanders 7. Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And 3 interceptions in this game, and I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Straight ahead, Gibson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on it.
There he goes, left side. Antonio Gibson, touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders are back within a score. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fair catch going to be taken, and this will be moved out to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
In the 3rd quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Rodgers going to throw. It's Hill, complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet. But they got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Howe, he'll look to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. A-chain once more. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
A-chain, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
And in this situation, a field goal doesn't help you a whole lot, but I think you've got to take it because I think you're a little too far back to go for it on 4th down. But we also know the offensive coordinator's in the head coach's ear trying to talk him into going for it right here.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Devon A-chain, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howe. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Here's Howe. Back to Gibson and another catch for him. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And he'll have the Dolphins first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
A-Chain on 1st and 10. He'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or 2 if you have to. Just go down, inbounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And he will have a Dolphins first down as they get it rather easily there. A gain of 9 on 4th and 3. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips. They're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
At the 50-yard line.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. A-Chain here. They stay on the ground. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. 3rd down. Here's A-Chain. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They run for it. A-Chain. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Out of the gun, here's a give to A-Chain. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. On 2nd down, a run by A-Chain. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for the Dolphins.